What's good? It's Purge, back from spring break, and as I said before, I didn't really do much. I went bowling a few times. I love bowling. But other than that, I basically tried to watch as much TV as possible because I already don't have cable here, and now my Wi-Fi's out, so uploading this video is gonna be a bitch. But one show that I watched a lot of over spring break was The Amazing World of Gumball. When the show was on, I watched The Amazing World of Gumball a lot. One, because I really liked it, and two, because Cartoon Network aired it a lot. Unfortunately, they didn't air it more than Teen Titans Go, but, you know. But, The Amazing World of Gumball is a show I can barely describe. Like, it's weird, but it lives up to its name. It's amazing. It's funny. It's creative. It's really, it's a lot of things. Particularly when I was watching it, I was really watching the first season, because I've seen a lot of what the later seasons became. Like, I never felt the need to watch the later seasons. Like, I've seen a lot of it, and so it's like, yeah, I know what's gonna happen, I know how the show works, like, whatever. But I went back to the first season because the vibe was different. As people will tell you, that the first season was rather rough. Like, there were a lot of inconsistency problems, particularly with how characters would act differently, sound differently, look differently in different episodes, basically depending on what the plot needs them to act like. Because sometimes they'll be nice in one episode, and the next episode they could be a complete jerk. Banana Joe in particular. But yeah, they didn't quite find the consistency until really around the third season. Second season they were getting there, and then third season I think they got it. But I said that the vibe of the first season was different. I'd also like to say that the vibe of the first season was great. Like, it was very calm, relaxing, and not as rampant. Like, don't get me wrong, I like how the humor evolved in later seasons, but in the first season they took their time with their jokes. And like, the vibe was just nice. Like, it is just so soothing, and I thought this even as a kid. The characters, like, in their backgrounds contrast a lot with the with the Watersons particularly. Like, they're 2D characters with very photorealistic backgrounds. Like, you can see the contrast between the characters and their environment, and it's so nice. I can't explain it, but it's so cool. Like, in later seasons, like, the characters kind of blend better into the background, which, like, is better for consistency, but, like, I don't know, there's something about the way that it looked in the first season it's really cool and relaxing and different, really. But yeah, so I'm gonna talk about the first two episodes of the show, The Responsible and the DVD. Now, technically the DVD aired first, but they consider the DVD as like the sneak peek, while The Responsible is like the first episode. And also, The Responsible is the first episode that I personally saw, and so I'm gonna be talking about The Responsible first and then the DVD second. So, The Responsible, basically, Gumball and Darwin have to babysit Anais while their parents go off to a school event. What I love about this episode is that it is sibling rivalry at its best, because you can't exactly tell whether Gumball and Darwin are just messing with Anais, or if they are really just this bad at babysitting. And it doesn't matter, because in either sense, it is funny. Like, they do things like turn on the TV and then smash it immediately, saying that it'll corrupt your mind, and say that there's too much violence. And as we're saying it, they are smashing the TV in front of Anais, and then set it on fire. And basically, like, it's just all these things. They're doing all these things just to, like, humiliate and embarrass Anais. And basically, when she gets fed up, she, like, rebels against them, and this results in the house getting flooded because they forgot to turn off the water when they set up a bath for her. The best joke in the episode is when basically they're shot up in the through the chimney, the water that was flooded through the house, and then as they're falling back down, Gumball's like, hey, don't worry, we're gonna land safely back down. And then they just land face down, splat on the ground. Like, don't worry, everything's gonna be a splat. Like, that was so funny. And they just, like, they come out a little bit, like, just like, whatever, that happened, okay. Oh man, like, that's super funny. And basically, when the parents come home, and this is another good joke where it seems like Gumball is about to take responsibility. It's like, Mom, Darwin did it. Like, like I thought. It's like you think that Gumball is going to take responsibility. Like, nope, Darwin did it. Nope. But then eventually they all decide, nah, it was the internet's fault because Richard hired a pervert to babysit them in the first place. But yeah, everything's solved. Everything's good. Next episode is the DVD. Basically in this episode, Gumball returned the DVD late and then eventually destroys the tape or the DVD, and so he and Darwin have to hide it in a bunch of different ways and try to get money to pay for the DVD. This episode is just, you know, it's very calm, very basic. Just gotta return the DVD, gotta figure out a way to do it. They try a lot of different things. They try begging, they try getting jobs. They try a lot of things. And what's funny is that one of the things they try is remaking the tape themselves. And when they show it to the guy, he's like, "Are you kidding me?" And then Gumball's like, what gave it away? It's like, what do you mean what gave it away? It was very clearly you guys doing it. Like, he made it sound like, oh wow, we hit it so well. Like, how could he find out? It's like, no, bro, you didn't. Like, oh man. And then their mother finds out, and it's like, oh, it's okay. Like, just tell the truth and take responsibility for your actions. It's all good. It's only $25. But then it turns out there's an even bigger late fee. There's a bigger fee for turning it in late, which is $700. He's like, okay, now you run. But yeah. So yeah, those were the first two episodes of The Amazing World of Gumball. And like I said, it's not so much the content, it's just the general vibe and atmosphere of it. It is so calm, relaxing. Like, it just shows like the innocence of, you know, just babysitting your little sister, returning a DVD, like stuff like that. And the first season, especially the first few episodes, like the early first season, they really hit on that, and they got the vibe right. And not just in the episodes, but also in the trailer of the show. I loved just the general atmosphere of it. I liked what the show became, but you know, there's something about the first season. Not every episode was great. Like, a couple of them are terrible, but you know, when it hits. And yeah, I'd say go back and watch the first season of Amazing World of Gumball if you haven't seen it in a while, and see how you feel about how it started off and how it, you know, eventually ended. So yeah, catch you.